I don't know you. I've never met you. Um, I doubt we've ever crossed paths, but I feel like there's something you want to do. I'm not sure what it is, and I don't know what's stopping you. Honestly, I don't know what's stopping you, or who's stopping you, or what type of energy is kind of messing up your flow or your vibe. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, do it. Do it with depression. Do it with anxiety. Do it with OCD. Do it with depression. Do it if you're on the spectrum. Do it. Do it. I know this morning, I loaded up a motivational video this morning. I go by things that are just kind of on me to say. But do it. There's a job. You're at a job now. You don't like really how it's going. There are issues that you have. You're scared to leave because you don't know where to go. Start taking steps to get there, to get out of there. Start, follow that path. Start working on ways to get out of there. Don't say you can't do it. Start working on ways to get you there. There's an old saying that a lot of my folks say in the country, like, most of my family, above my generation is from the South. You know what I'm saying? Grandmas and all that type of stuff, they're from the South. There's a saying in their generation, and the saying goes like this: can beat can't until can't could. And what that means is, if you have a mentality that you can't do something, can beat it into you that you can beat it into you that you can do it. You know what I mean? Until you could, basically. Now, probably not the most responsible thing to say, but the message, the overall message is positive, meaning you got to do it. Do it. By any means, do it. Do it with self-doubt. Do it with no home. Do it with no family. Do it if it's on your spirit to do. Like I said in the previous video, if you study it, if you could, there are things you guys can do with your eyes closed, and you love doing it, and you know how you can do it to make some money, or at least you know how to put yourself in a position to find out, then do it. Create steps to where you can actually do it. The reason I'm saying this is because I feel held back on things a lot, and I'm trying to create an energy in my life. You might call it manifestation, but I'm trying to create an energy in my life where I kind of go out and get things. If they're feasible, if they make sense, I just try to go out and get it. And when I say feasible and making sense, I don't mean that's an obvious next step. No, I mean, if God gave me the tools to get it, then I'm finna get the chiseling. God give me a hammer and a chisel, and I'm gonna carve out I'm gonna carve out something great. I don't necessarily have to be a person that can carve. I don't have to be a stonemason to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get cracking. And I know for some of y'all, oh man, that's easy for you to say. That's easy. It ain't nothing easier for me to say than you. At all. I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? Living below my means, rich somewhere with 3-4 houses and nothing like that. No. I'm grinding just like you. And I figure if I'm trying to create the energy in my life to where I'm acting like this, and because I want to take my own advice, why not advise you on the same thing? Why not share that? I'd rather help somebody other than just me. I would rather help me along with other people than just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that standard drive home from work. You can tell from the dingy black t-shirt. I get off work and the first thing that comes into my mind is, what can I do to create a better future for my family. The reason why YouTube and all that is such a blessing, in my opinion, and it's a blessing even before you hit 1,000 followers, subscribers, and all that. The reason why it's such a blessing is that I'm able to be myself on here, and I'm able to, I can be funny. Some of you guys came here because you saw me do something funny on a short or something, do a voiceover or something, right? Some of y'all came for that. Some of y'all came because of my mental health information. Some of y'all came because of, something like that I was talking about recently, maybe that had to do with like recent situations in life, you know what I'm saying, that we've been seeing in the media or whatever. But regardless of all that, I do all of that and I continue to do it. And yeah, it makes it a little bit harder for us as content creators if we don't focus on one thing, but there's something about YouTube that sort of allows you to, as long as you engage well and people engage with your content well, you kind of can stay in your bag. You get what I'm saying? And I can actually do things positive for people that want things done positive for them. That I don't need to go find somebody and put my video in front of their face or anything like that. I can do what I need to do, get it cracking. I know a person that is sleeping in his car so that he can keep a job that would help, that can help him, create a better life for not just his family, but his friends as well. I know a lot of people in situations that they wouldn't necessarily want to be in, but they see the blessing in it. You get what I'm saying? My boy is sleeping in his car to hold down a job because the job is too far for him to drive to and back from. He already knows it'll take a lot out of you. It'll mess up your performance and all. I did it. I did a very similar drive for many years, and he did it for many more years. So he knows the effect that it has, on his body. And it'll be really hard to give your all. He has to come back to his home, I would assume every weekend, right? Or often, and give his all to two of his daughters. They deserve all of him. They don't deserve part of him. And he knows that. You know what I mean? So he does what he has to do. He sees the blessing in it. It's a really good job. He got cracking and he landed that job and he did his thing. So he's driving on the road of life like we talked about. So he sees the blessing in it. He did it. He did it tired. He does it exhausted. He does it from his car without a home. He does it when he doesn't want to do it anymore, when he just can't do it anymore, he still does it. And you got to be prepared to put in the same type of work. We all do. We're always trying to put ourselves in a better situation than we were just in. And some of us are more successful at that than others. But beyond success, you have to understand that it might not be the path that you were laid out to walk. You might not have been meant to walk down an easy path. That means things will be hard. There's nothing, when it comes to a path, there's nothing we can do about it. That path is going to be walked. Regardless, you're going to walk that path or you're going to crawl it. Period. You will be on that path. And that's just how it is. And this is whether you're religious or not, or whatever particular religion you follow. This is what it is. I don't know, there's something about driving down the road when you're talking about the road of life, I just had to get over, put my blinker on and get over. Sometimes in life, you don't have enough time to get over. You end up on the side of that road trying to figure out what to do to fix that car so you can get back in life and keep driving. It is what it is, man. That's my general topic of the day. A lot of today has been motivation. I think about too many reasons why I can't do something. I don't know why I do it. That's between me and somebody with a degree that can pry into my mind and find out what's wrong. Therapy, y'all. Therapy, people. Do not run from therapy. Therapy is not snake oil. Therapy is what it is. Therapy will get you right. I'm telling you. There's nothing better than showing up and that comes with being the best for the people you care about. You have to understand that. When you're talking about being the best for people you care about, not just physically, not just emotionally, we're talking about mentally. All of that stuff is connected the same way. If you're not mentally okay, then you're not emotionally okay. If you're not emotionally okay and mentally okay, then your body's probably not great either at the moment. You'll neglect it. Put toxic things in it. You know how it goes. We can talk about tough situations. Somebody's situation is going to be even more tough. Just like my boy. You know, like I said, he's living out of his car and he's trying to make sure he's trying to hold his job down and make the type of money he needs to make while still paying for his house. But because the city he lives in, the hourly pay is so much lower, he's got to make that drive to make it work. That's his road of life. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Man. I got friends that jump job to job, trying to find a way to make it work. Their personality might not work at the job they're at. They might get into arguments and disputes with the people there. Anything. But for sure though, it has everything to do with your road, the road of life that you're driving on. That's it. You know, sometimes personalities can block you from it. You know, when I say do it for all these reasons, do it despite all these reasons, sometimes your personality, who you are, all that type of stuff, sometimes that is what holds you back. It ain't got nothing to do. It has nothing to do with, how good you are to whatever or what you got going on in life. Sometimes you're just combative. Sometimes you're argumentative. Sometimes, you say you're unfiltered, right? I just keep it real, right? All that type of stuff. A lot of that stuff doesn't work good in the real world. It just makes you feel good when you say it on Facebook and on Instagram and your bio. Keep it 100% real, no filter, gang. All that type of stuff. Okay. All right. Well, when you're in the office and you're talking to human resources, let them know you're unfiltered, gang, and see if they go, oh, yeah, why didn't you say that when we hired you? Okay, give you a $2 raise. Keeping it real, we value that here. Okay, so you're okay to say random, disrespectful things to people, make people feel uncomfortable. You're okay to do that. Why not? Sometimes it's your personality. Sometimes you're always at work angry. Sometimes you're too mad to follow your dream. You're too mad to try to make something shake. Just be honest. Sometimes you are. Sometimes, let's be real, sometimes you guys, you ain't gonna like this, but sometimes you guys have an issue with a little bit of obsessive compulsive disorder, or things are never perfect enough, Things aren't good enough to be what you need them to be. You can design a t-shirt and the t-shirt look great, but you'll never put it out. You'll never end up putting it out because it never ended up being good enough for you. Meanwhile, 10 years later, somebody sees it on your computer and goes, that's a clean design, man. That's nice. I like that. I'd buy that. Well, too late. That person ain't got it for sale no more because it wasn't good enough for them. You know, the people that aren't buying it, it wasn't good enough for them. So, kind of get what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? So regardless of all these things, despite all of these things that could stop somebody, do it. Do it. It's easier to say than to do. Everything is easier to say than to do. Unless you're mute and you can't talk. Everything is easier to say than to do. That's not an excuse. And in 2024, I'm not accepting it as one. I don't live that way, so you shouldn't either. Because I'm just like you. That's the benefit of this. This is you telling you something. You know? I don't care what it is, why it is, when it is, who it is, do it. I'm going to holler at you.